Hello there, and welcome to my Lunch and Learn, where each and every week we explore topics to help you elevate your mindset, be at your best, and radically expand your life. And today we have an exciting topic because, oh my goodness. All right, I keep getting this. I have too many screens open. But we are being joined by Justyna Kozlowska. She's founder of Nagi, one of Canada's most absolutely beloved organic snack brands. And we are going to look at how she turned her passion and turned it into an actual profitable business. So we're going to really get inside her head, hear her story, and learn a few tips that she had along the way, because she had this dream. We all have these dreams. And then we have ups and downs, and our journey is never fully linear. But I met this woman probably, I don't know, a few months ago, a year ago, a while back online. And we've just been like great text buddies. And we finally got a chance to meet in person a couple weeks ago. So I'm so excited to welcome Justyna to this talk.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And, we just clicked and just kept communicating and going. And I think we were learning from each other as well, which is great.
Beautiful, beautiful. So take us back. How did Nagi begin? Where was there a moment where these initially started as your idea of healthy rum balls, but is there a moment where you turned these healthy rum ball ideas into something that could actually build into a business?
It kind of stemmed from a need to find healthy snacks that weren't on the market at the time. Healthy meaning, balanced sugar, protein, fiber content. And I had this healthy rum ball recipe in my high school. I used to make for high school Christmas, tabletops and things like that. So I figured, hey, I can take this rum ball recipe, swap out the rum, add all the good ingredients and protein, and create my own snacks. So at the beginning, it was just to fill the need for myself. I was sharing with family, friends. And my friend who was next to me in class, she's like, hey, these are really good. Why don't you go into business? And that's honestly when the spark started, and my brain started going and like, oh, maybe this is a viable option. And I really did not know anything about like food manufacturing, labeling, or any of the regulations, like nothing. It was just, hey, I have an idea. I'm going to figure it out. So that was a turning moment, really.
Yeah.
And this friend, we're still friends. To this day, we're still friends. We still communicate. I don't think she knows how much of an impact she had at that moment sitting it was a massage therapy class.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And I guess you had a health background. You have a background in massage therapy. You have a background in health science. You've been in the health space. And so I guess, what was it that made you decide to even explore this idea of health in this delicious snack?
So it really stemmed with the why. So what I did, I used to do personal training, and I was a massage therapist. So all day long, I was educating my clients into healthy living. Nutrition was a strong part of it, which I found a lot of people lack. You know what they say in personal training world, you can't out-train a bad diet. So it does link back to the nutrition and to, exercise and so forth. And I found that the food was just an extension of what I was already educating my clients. So it was part of an overall lifestyle. So I figured if I can share it with more people than like one-on-one training, massage therapy, it brings out what I believe in, my values, and helping people live better, healthier lives.
Mm-hmm. And I know I don't like eating junk food, but sometimes when you're on the run, you're just like, oh my goodness, I need something. And I remember probably about a week ago, I had a pack of your Nagi salted caramel. There we go. I had that, and I was going to maybe save it for this talk, but it didn't last that long. I was hoping to share it on social media. It didn't make it, but I was like desperately going to school one morning, and I'm like, I need food right now, but I didn't want to go grab garbage or a croissant or something that's going to crash my blood sugar. And I had it, and it totally saved me. And I think so often we don't necessarily think about that, but it makes a really great breakfast when you're desperate. Maybe not every day, but a couple times a week when you're desperate, you're like, I need something, but I need something that's going to sustain me. So
yeah, no, for sure. Like, it's all about clean eating and trying to incorporate as much as you can of whole foods. But we all get stuck. You're between clients, you're between meetings. Maybe your kids have an activity and you got to desperately feed them, or yourself in between. So yeah, they're not like it's not to substitute your food, your whole foods and healthy eating profile, but it adds a void when you need it.
Yeah, I love it. And I even had my son start looking at the back of packages, and he's getting really label obsessed. He's like, let me see how much protein is in this thing. Let me see. We haven't gotten to what fiber means, but he's obsessed with what's the carb to protein ratio. We're going to get to fiber next, but one step at a time. And he's 8, and he's just like, Mama, we really shouldn't be eating this. He's like, how about we opt for this option?
Oh, wow.
And so he's really being cognizant of that. And I gave him some guidelines. I'm like, this is good. This is good. This is less reasonable. He's like, this is not healthy, but I'm going to eat it anyway. But at least he's making a conscious choice, and he's not pretending the few times where I'm going to bend. Now, when it comes to business, you have this beautiful world of health and nutrition and fitness, and you're comfortable with that, but business was a new avenue for you. So I think a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm just going to go into business. I have this dream and it's going to all work out. And it absolutely does. However, there's a lot of oh crap moments along the way. What were some of the oh crap moments that came up for you, especially early in your business?
Oh geez, everything. Like, you start wondering, where do I get ingredients from? How do I, it's okay doing small batches for family and friends, but how do I scale it so that I can actually supply stores and markets and so forth? To having bills paid on time, to figuring out pricing. So when you're pricing a product, you don't really think about profit margin and what it takes to sell into a store, and you don't realize that, hey, you have your own cost, and you add whatever profit you need, plus then the store marks it up, and what is the retail, and is the customer willing to pay for it? So there was a lot of back and forth navigation between everything, including testing, because it's a food item, it has to be tested to see what the shelf life, what the stability is like. So you end up learning a lot in a short period of time, but it's a constant learning process. There's no Bible book where you learn it all at once. You just take that idea, and little bit by little bit you add to it. So every day you learn something new. I would say that the network, the people that you surround yourself with, and the people that you ask questions really help. So the community in Toronto, especially the food community, was really helpful to get those answers when I needed them most.
Beautiful. And would you say there was any moment where you were in this trial and error period where you're just like, I want to give up, but you didn't, but you're like, you really wanted to, you just wanted to throw in the towel? Was there any of those moments that came up for you?
All the time. Like you're, let's say 2 years into business, or you're like, I'm still not making, it's sweat and tears, and you're really working. So that back then I was doing 3 jobs. I was personal trainer, massage therapist, and I was trying to launch a business and run it. So there was no much sleep. And the nighttime was pretty much for manufacturing and trying to figure it out. So yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot of trial and errors. What kept me going is my family, my friends, and the customers who really enjoyed the product, and it kind of gave me a spark of hope. Like, hey, this is what I'm doing them for. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for others and to help others. So always going back to the why, purpose of, like, why are you in this business? Mm-hmm. Otherwise if you don't have a passion for it, you would never start.
And what's one thing, like, right you did when you first started, and one thing you wish you would have known when you first started?
Sometimes I wish I would not. I'm happy that I did not know a lot of the things, because it would feel too overwhelming. So if you would know what you have to go through, sometimes you might not even start because you feel too overwhelmed. But one thing that I guess I would want to know more and learn about more is marketing, which is a key in business. No matter how good your service is or how good your product is, people won't know about you unless they see you, unless you're out there. So not being afraid to get out there. That would be my message.
Yeah. One of the things, I don't know how, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, a few years ago, relatively, like not at the beginning of my business, but not not too recent, I came across the difference between marketing versus ability. And it really, I think that lesson hit home for me, because visibility is finding new people and like going out to new groups of people and getting new eyeballs on you and what you do. However, marketing keeps people with you. It's part of the nurturing process. It's like, and I think so often it's clumped together, but when I really looked at it as two separate things, like yes, they work hand together, but visibility is more like new eyeballs. Marketing is what can I do to engage people, to keep them, to be top of mind once they're at least a little bit aware of me. That really started to make a difference in terms of how I think through the process, how I want to serve different audiences, what kinds of messages I'm putting out there. And I think that's a really cool thing. And that's definitely something I know when I started my business, I was just like, do a lot of stuff and get everywhere. And I don't think you can know that. It was something I'm really grateful for, because that definitely helped me take some different approaches and say, okay, this much of my time goes here. This much of my time is going into this effort. And I feel like if I just had 3 more of me, I don't know if you felt like that. Our view business would have just been easier.
Yeah. I mean, you're wearing all the hats at the beginning. You don't have to need to hire anybody, or, think it's just you. So you're definitely a jack of all trades, and you get lost. I mean, you get tired, you get stressed out. So you can only keep all those hats only for so long, but like you said, you learn along the way. So it is, as you go along, as you try, little bit by little bit each day, you become more resilient and more knowledgeable in the craft that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And so there was a point you started the business and it wasn't called Nagi at first. And I remember when you told me, you're like, Nagi is naked. So it started as a different business. You rebranded and you went through a rebranding process. This naked business.
Nagi in Polish.
Tell us about
in Polish.
Nagi in Polish. Yeah. So tell us about like what led to the rebranding process. How did you come up with and decide to really create and craft this new brand and this new brand presence for yourself?
So what you don't know, you don't know. So when you start, you kind of do a lot of things yourself, including imaging, graphic design. So at first they were called J bars, then they were called Energy, like energy, in your channel, your inner energy. Yeah. However, the design and the brand and the message wasn't quite fitting to the mass market and to what consumers would, to what would pop on shelf in terms of packaging, and your message behind it. So I paired up with a trusted friend of mine who started her own boutique design agency. And there came a point where I needed to invest in the business and myself to get it to the next level. So with her help, her agency is called Make, M-A-K-E, and a bit of PR help, we fused, my background, my roots in Polish. Came here when I was 10 and a half. And that's how Nagi was born. And it lends itself to the clean profile of the ingredients. We have nothing to hide, whole ideas. We have nothing to hide. So you don't have to, you're picking up our products. They're super clean. There's nothing artificial or bad for you.
Yeah. And so where can you find your products? Like I know you can buy them online. Are they available in retail stores? Are they available in online purchase? Where do people find them and how do they access?
So definitely online, eatnagi.com. And you have a special code that you'll probably mention at the end.
So eatnagi.com.
Yeah, eatnagi.com.
eatnagi.com. And yeah, Justyna gave us a code, Larissa10, so you get 10% off. So go buy them, go try them.
We have sample packs, and there's free shipping with $59 orders. Otherwise, you can get them in Summerhill Markets, select Longo stores, Nature's Emporium, and some of the independent health stores in like Toronto and GTA area. However, if you are traveling, we are also at the airport. So you will find us at the airport. If you forget to buy them and just need to, get something on the airplane that's healthy and on the go. Yeah,
and go grab a picture and tag Justyna on her Instagram profile when you do that.
Yeah, and you know what? We are in some golf season ending right now, but we are also in some of the golf courses out there. If we're not, ask them to carry us. A lot of people are happy with when they're doing their rounds of golf.
Beautiful. And so this was like a passion idea that you turned into a business. If you were going to look back, like, could you have ever imagined that you'd be a business owner, that you would follow a dream like this 20, 30 years ago when you were like entering your phase of paying attention to grown-up stuff? Like,
no, nothing. I thought, God, a long time ago, I wanted to be a marine biologist. And then
wow, okay.
Then a physiotherapist, a chiropractor. And so I guess I was always into the health science portion of the world. And yeah, I think one experience led to the other. So as I was progressing in my personal and career growth, it naturally, when I was ready, that's when it happened. So you don't know you don't know what's going to happen unless you get yourself out there and actually try. So if you don't try, you never know.
That. And would you say you're at this point where you're still just following the breadcrumbs and following intuition? Or do you have some dreams that we say like God-inspired dreams, or dreams that are planted inside you that you're like, okay, maybe I should start taking action on this? Like, do you have some secretly harbored visions or something inside that you are itching to take action on as you keep moving forward?
Yeah, no, for sure. There's it, and it takes that belief in yourself and the guts to finally to start it, because you have all these seeds in your head and you're like, oh, I'll wait with that, or I'll get to it later. But the time is now. I can't. The time goes by so fast. I mean, it's already December. And I feel like we it's spring. The summer just went. So I would say yes, and it's a matter of pushing yourself forward and having the people around you, whether it's a network or maybe a women's group or a business at work, so that you can share those ideas and help each other out, and motivating and staying consistent with your efforts.
Beautiful. And you mentioned that the people is one of those things that kept you going and kept that vision alive. And people, you mentioned community, your family, your friends, your clients. Like, you've mentioned people several times. And is there a people story or a person that either used your product or helped you in business that warmed you can share with us?
Yeah, I think one of the first ever customers who we're still friends actually to this day. We started as a customer, in a customer relationship, and we became friends over time. And she's just really fell in love with the product, with the ingredients of the story. And she's followed my journey, and now she's onto she does charity work. Like, she has a charity foundation called Good to Be Good that helps a lot of women's charities and other agencies related to women and helping women and their kids. So at one point we partnered up, and we used to have these annual Christmas events, and the money raised from that event used to go to the women's shelters. So I really value the camaraderie, the support, the bouncing of ideas, and that even though we're on different paths, I can message her, she can message me back, and we still remember how it all started.
That's so beautiful, especially when you have those people. I feel like there's always certain people you're like, I go to these people for these kinds of things, and you have different people in different pockets or different arenas of your life. And when you do have that, it is such a gift, because you can't just survive in a silo. You really do need access to those communities. So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I have a couple rapid fire questions to ask you.
Uh-oh.
Okay. They're going to be fun. What is your favorite Nagi flavor?
Ooh, used to be vanilla almond, but now it's the salted caramel. It's a good one.
Good. And do you have either a morning routine or a daily routine, a must-have, something that sustains you, that you're like, this is a non-negotiable, got to do it every day?
Yeah. Well, I have a morning kind of like supplement face routine that I stick by, and I will not change.
And I just got Justyna I've seen you on Zoom before, but I did see you the first time, and you've got phenomenal skin. So whatever you're doing is truly working. I didn't comment on it, but I was just like, I noticed it from the sidelines, and you got good skin, so it's working.
Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it. So besides my morning like face, routine using, I mean, anybody just ask me, I can share after the session. Definitely my lemon water and my greens in the morning. So hydration, and then walking my dogs. If I have the chance, I used to throw in like even a 10-minute meditation after my face routine meditation. Go out with the dogs. No, hydrate and go out with the dogs. I'll be fair and honest. The meditation went down way, but what I end up doing is during my walk, I do like an active meditation. So whether it's like affirmations or I don't know, just anything or listening to positive meditation, like anything to get me up and going, like in terms of my mindset. And working out is not daily, but there's definitely like working out at least 3 times more strength wise. But the walking is non-negotiable for sure.
Well, I mean, you got a puppy. Those puppies got to go out. So
yeah, there's 2 and they're big. So yeah.
so you get your steps in.
I do. Yeah.
Good. And one word that sums up entrepreneurship.
Oh God. One word. Resilience.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think anyone that's been in business for longer than 5 minutes can relate to that.
Yeah. There is
it's not the thing that keeps you going. It's being able to overcome everything when you get knocked down. So
yeah. No, so much of it. Just like your health, you get better and better with the more you exercise, you add nutrition, but mentally, nobody talks about the mental factor. So it's definitely, and then that's something you can't learn off the bat. You just have to, your muscle, that resilience muscle gets stronger and stronger the more you do it.
Yeah. And one of the things I think that's really important, and I guess we didn't frame it this way when we first started, but one of the reasons your passion was able to turn into a viable business is because it was so well aligned. And I mean, you were in the health science field. Your product is a health related product. It's something you actually care about. It's not just this random thing to try a few bucks. And I think that when we move forward in an element of alignment, you may not always have all the steps. You may not have all the plans. You may not have all the ideas, but when it matches up with your life, with your energy, with your deepest desires, it will, and it can work. And you can have that resilience because it's a good fit. What I find is so often I ask people, what do you want? What do you want? They're like, I have no idea what I want. Nobody really knows what they want unless they actually spend time thinking about it. And even if they do spend time thinking about it, they don't really ask effective questions. And so what I'd love to invite those watching this video to is this holiday season, we're doing a vision expansion experience. And this is a multi-day workshop where we are going to either look at for the first time or revisit the vision of your life. And I don't think this is what we plan or we ever have the skill set to do in high school or university. This is something that you actually have to like step out of your comfort zone to do. And so we're going to look at health, wealth, as in money. I qualify that with money because we could say wealth, every other money, wealth, relationship distribution, the personal growth and those resilience skills you need to last through anything that's meaningful, and also the contribution you're making in the world. And so we're going to look at all those arenas. And I know for me, I was really frustrated because I wasn't clear. And when you have clarity, confidence, and you move forward, you have these convictions deep inside. You finally start to express them from that visibility perspective. It gives meaning and substance to yourself and to your life. And so we are hosting this. It's absolutely free. So I'd love to invite anyone watching this to our community. Just mention vision in the chat and we'll get the link to you. Or if my team can pop our link in the chat. Right now it's a wait list. We'll have dates announced in the registration page ready to go. So sign up for the wait list. It'll be ready within the next day or two. It's happening the week of November 16th. And I want to thank Justyna for being here and sharing your story, because it's moments like this. It's one tiny thing you say. It's like, oh, I had this cute little recipe, and then I just decided to follow my heart. That these are the things that create legacies. These are the moments that change the world. And I'm a firm believer that without health, you have nothing. And I love how you said you can't as a bad diet. And it's so scary that most people aren't eating real foods. Like the masses aren't eating real foods. They're not hydrated and they wonder why things are going wrong. But it's simple things like quality ingredients and doing the basics that can dramatically shift people's lives. So go out and buy her product. It is Eat Nagi, EATNAGI.com.
Yeah. Yeah, and follow us on Instagram at Eat Nagi. Yeah. At Eat Nagi. So if you're not sure where to buy, just follow us on Instagram, Eat Nagi, and then we can message you the code if you forget as well.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, and go out, be proactive with your health. I'm gonna go buy a case or two of these things. I'm gonna go look at the website right away because I always love having packages of healthy snacks around, because on those days where I don't have time to prepare something, it's and go, and they do have really fantastic ingredients. So
one thing I want to mention, we don't have it on the website. If you want a variety pack, just put in the notes, say, hey, can you make this a variety pack? So we can do that. Yeah.
All right.
And I just wanted to leave everybody with or anybody who's has an idea or has a passion, they're not sure, just try it. You know, dreams grow when we water them. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start.
Okay, if you guys are listening to this, I want you to write that in the chat. Dreams grow when you water. That is such a great takeaway. So simple, yet so profound. And when you state it and you claim it, magical things will happen. So dreams grow when you water them. Thank you for sharing. And is there any other final words of wisdom you'd love to share with us?
No, not today. Not today. That was it.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for coming and thank you for joining us. To see you again. I feel like we'll be encountering you here in the Zoom room on these live streams more in the future. You've got a few other goodies to share from a business and health perspective. That'll be for a whole other day. That's a little less sweet. It's a little more practical and rejuvenating. So we'll talk about that another day. But thank you for coming and just thank you for being this amazing presence and following your dreams, because the more you follow your dreams, the more you do encourage and inspire everyone else to do that too. So
thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much, Larissa.
You're welcome. All right. We are going to end this talk and I will be back again next week with another